We've never seen anything more beautiful than Cape Cod in the fall, the radiance and warmth of the October sun. The lighthouses that stood watch atop the rolling hills against the bluebird sky made them perfect for pictures. And the miles and miles of coastline and dunes faded into an endless horizon. It was spectacular. We've always wanted to go to Cape Cod, but the time never seemed right. Till now. Join us as we explore Cape Cod in 3 almost perfect days. We started our journey on a Thursday afternoon and made it as far as New London, Connecticut. Unfortunately, by the time we got there, all the restaurants had closed for the evening, so we made do with what we had.
So, our Cape Cod trip, we made it as far as New London. It took us about 8.5 hours to get here. And by the time we did, the only thing that we're going to have to eat for dinner tonight looks like these chips. Good thing I bought them. Hey, it's going to be better tomorrow.
And tomorrow was better, but not without a little work.
About 20 till 7 in the morning.
Right onto I-95 north.
Yeah.
We have a whale watching tour to catch in a few hours.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Saturday, but they moved us up on account of a storm.
A hurricane.
Some hurricane, blah, blah, blah.
It'll be all right.
Yeah.
We arrived about 45 minutes early for the whale watch cruise, so we took in the sights at Barnstable and found the Nirvana coffee shop. And John finally has his coffee, so
Yes.
he's a much happier person.
Nirvana Coffee Shop here in Barnstable.
Right across from the
Awesome.
courthouse. Yeah, you need to try it. They've got everything in there, from bagels to lattes. You name it, they got it, and it's delish. John and I have wanted to go on a whale watch cruise for probably 40 years, but between kids and dogs, we just couldn't figure out a way to hop on that boat. But circumstances unfortunately presented themselves. We lost our penny dog in August, and the kids are, of course, all grown up. So now is the time for Pam and John to see some whales. Hey guys, we're aboard the Hyannis whale watching cruise. I can't remember the name of it, but we're on a boat.
The Hyannis whale watching cruise.
We've been watching a loon jump in and out of the water catching fish, which is kind of cool. We're going to get underway here shortly, and they guarantee us we're going to see some whales.
That's awesome.
To get to where the whales were, off the coast of Provincetown, we had to go on a boat ride for about 45 minutes. What a beautiful day. Smidge chilly on the North Atlantic, but we expected that. And I got to see the first of many lighthouses. It was the Sandy Neck Lighthouse that's best seen from a boat. Finally, the moment we had waited for. A water spout. And then it just got so much better.
Round it out.
We saw whales and tails and flippers, and what made the Hyannis whale watching cruise so cool is that the tour guide was a biologist who knew some of these beasts of the deep by name.
That's Wonderland. This is
We were even treated to a breach.
Where are you? You know that.
As our tour was ending, it was like the whales knew, so they put on one last show. Watch for the rainbows.
On the right. Oh, these are going to be some great bucks.
So the whale tour was awesome.
It
We
sure was.
we went down to the hotel and got checked in. We'll be here in Hyannis for 3 nights, which is pretty cool. And now we're unscripted.
We're gonna go explore.
We're gonna go explore.
As mentioned, there was a tropical storm with its eye on the Cape, and I wanted to see as much as possible before the rains hit. So, our next stop was Nobska Light.
So we made it here to Nobska.
We
What do
made
you
it.
think?
It is beautiful. Holy cow. Martha's Vineyard's over there. Woods Hole Passage is over there. Nautical light is behind me. I can understand why it's the most photographed light on Cape Cod. I've heard it was the most photographed light in America, but I don't know that for sure, but wow, I could see why it would be. It's beautiful. Since we didn't have supper the night before, we decided that should be a priority. So we made our way back to Hyannis, where we found a lovely Italian restaurant, the Torino Restaurant and Bar. It sits right next to the JFK Museum.
Well, this is a step up from the potato chips. Would you agree, better than potato chips? All right, our second dinner in Cape Cod, chicken parm. Welcome to the hurricane.
It's a hurricane.
Gassing up. This is the tropical storm.
We should get our fresh milk too.
Get the bread, the milk, toilet paper.
You know, I've always wanted to be in an ocean town during a tropical system.
Tropical system, yes. This is,
Probably a good one.
what was this, Philippe?
Yeah.
Philippe.
So it lost its name last night, so
It lost its name?
yeah, they
Aw.
downgraded it a bit. Now it's just a tropical rainstorm.
I'm feeling
Look at
kind of
that, it
tropical.
Quit, just like that.
It-
Not quite. So we took this rainy opportunity to grab breakfast at a cool place called the Daily Paper. That's delicious.
Good stuff, huh?
2 eggs over easy, hash browns, bacon, toast. Kind of like what I always do. Wonderful though.
And I have just about finished my double trouble breakfast. Not much of it left. That's how good it is.
So there's a hurricane hitting Cape Cod as we speak. So what do you do on a rainy day? You go to a pirate museum. The Witta Pirate Museum is located in West Yarmouth and features artifacts of the only pirate ship to be discovered intact. In 1984, the search began when Barry Clifford dove off the coast of Cape Cod on a hunch his grandfather told him about. Nearly 40 years later, the Clifford family is still recovering treasure from the pirates. We'll bring you more about the Witta in a future video.
That was awesome.
You had a good time.
I had a really good
And
time.
you got the hat to prove it, yeah.
I did. I went to the gift shop, and look what I got back in change.
He did not. Since it was still raining, we made our next stop another indoor venue, the Chatham Marconi Maritime Museum. Alright, I'll admit it, I am a bit of a radio history nut. This stuff has fascinated me most of my life, and to see where it all started was awesome. This station's been in operation since 1914 and was once home to the largest ship-to-shore radio telegraph station in the United States. RCA, you know, the Radio Corporation of America, established operations here in 1921, and mariners knew this station by its call letters, WCC, or Radio Cape Cod. We did a whole video on this great museum that we'll leave a link to in the description below. Suffice it to say, I had a blast.
All right, this is a picture of Happy Pam. She is getting to visit the grounds where Marconi built his first wireless radio system, and she's loving it. She's not letting a little rain spoil her enthusiasm.
Heck no. Rain, schmain, it doesn't matter. I have an umbrella. It's all good. Not worried about getting wet. I have an umbrella. This is cool.
When you're on the Cape, out there in the North Atlantic, on a day like today, and you get into trouble, you're gonna want these guys to come and get you. The United States Coast Guard Service. This is Lifeboat Station Chatham. And this is not a replica. This is the boat that the fellows from the movie Their Finest Hour used to rescue the sailors on the tanker back in the 1950s.
It's a chilly day for a swim, but geez, this is a little terrifying. Hey guys, we are in Chatham, walking into downtown in the rain. Let's go see what we can find. One of the neatest places we found was a little shop called Ducks in the Window.
Elizabeth, did you want to come in?
What is this, Dad?
Do you want to take your umbrellas to
A local church was even doing a fall fundraiser, making the town look like the iconic Cape Cod that everyone expects. As day 2 was coming to an end, we had a sign that the storm was also coming to an end. Time for dinner. We made it back to Hyannis and had food at an authentic Irish pub.
We are in an Irish pub. Can you guess?
Sure is. Let's go. Oh, triangle.
Old Triangle. Hey, we finally got our food.
Yeah, shepherd's pie, yummy.
Okay, folks, I'm gonna do one more song, take a short break. I'm doing 9:30 tonight.
The sun is shining, folks.
Yay! We made it through the hurricane.
We
That's
did.
good. So we're on day 3. Day 3 of our Cape Cod excursion. Our last day on the Cape. Sadness. That's okay. The sun is shining. It's wall-to-wall blue skies. And we're going to go see as much stuff as we can today.
Absolutely.
Great way to start day 3. We're here at the Jonathan Young Windmill in Orleans on Cape Cod, and it's just beautiful. The harbor's in the background. It's a beautiful morning. We met a nice man down at the Jonathan Young Windmill that says that there was another one up here. This one is the oldest on the Cape, built in the 1600s. On the grounds of the Eastham Windmill is a buoy tree, built for a local resident as a memorial. James Philemon was an Eagle Scout who loved to make things using what he found in nature. He sadly passed away in 2018, but the town of Eastham remembered him by joining forces to maintain his tradition with this buoy tree. Little known fact about Cape Cod, in 1620 the Pilgrims actually stopped here first. The Mayflower landed in Provincetown, but Miles Standish and his scouting party had their first encounter with the Nauset tribe here on this beach. First Encounter Beach. Today, though, this beach is popular for bird watching and kiteboarding. We're going up to the Marconi Beach station site.
Okay. Radio stuff.
More radio stuff. It's just what I do. But it will, it fits in with what we saw yesterday in the rain. And it's no longer raining, so that makes it a beautiful thing. So, got to go to a beach. Might as well go to this one, right? In 1961, John F. Kennedy declared a 40-mile section of beach between Chatham and Provincetown as the National Seashore. Marconi Beach sits on part of that seashore near the town of Wellfleet, where the first antenna array stood. There isn't much left of it today, but the views are amazing. Our next stop was Cape Cod's first lighthouse, the Highland Lighthouse in the town of Truro. This lighthouse was commissioned by George Washington in 1797. The 45-foot tall wooden tower and keeper's quarters were built more than 500 feet from the edge of the 125-foot cliff. In 1996, the lighthouse was moved back a further 450 feet from the cliff's edge and is still a navigational aid to mariners off of Cape Cod.
Yep. That's me and my new ride. Taking the old Bentley out for a ride on Cape Cod.
He wishes. The only remaining town to see on Cape Cod was Provincetown. As a point of reference, once you get here, you're 60 miles in the Atlantic Ocean, away from the mainland, and the last stop on Cape Cod. P-Town is a progressive, fun artist community. It's dog-friendly and people-friendly. Commerce Street is the place to find all things P-Town, from shopping to eating and art alleys. This place is cool and the spot of the original Pilgrim Landing. We did a separate video on Provincetown that we'll link in the description below. Before I left, I had to see the lighthouse featured on our bag of chips from that first night. It's called the Nauset Lighthouse, just down the road a few minutes from P-Town. The Nauset Lighthouse is located just outside of Eastham and was completed in 1877. This lighthouse also had to be moved in 1996, 300 feet further inland, to avoid the cliff erosion. Experts believe the light will be safe in its current location for another 30 years. Before this red and white beauty was built, 3 other lighthouses stood here guarding the coast. In 1836, the citizens of Eastham petitioned Congress for the construction of the Nauset Lights, later nicknamed the Three Sisters, because they resembled 3 women in white dresses and black hats to the sailors passing them by. These 3 lighthouses have been moved multiple times and used for all kinds of purposes, but have once again been reunited just a quarter mile from the Nauset Light, making them lights 6, 7, and 8 on our count. As the day was winding down, we stopped at a beautiful little place called Skakit Beach. Nothing special, just beautiful. And I thought you might want to see some of the pictures I shot for my wall at home. Supper time once again, but not before we caught the sunset at Hyannisport. Wow, spectacular. Look at that, isn't that delicious? What say you, John? What say you?
It's awesome. I mean, it is so good. Baked mac and cheese.
What's the name of this place again?
Portside Tavern.
In?
Hyannis.
Awesome.
Massachusetts. It's beautiful.
Hey guys, this is our very last stop on Cape Cod. We have to grab some breakfast and then we're going to head home.
It's sad, but we had so much fun on this trip. It was unbelievable.
It really, really was. We got to see lighthouses.
We got to see whales breaching. It was great.
Yeah, honestly, this was such a beautiful trip, even though it rained one day. It's okay. So thanks for watching. We sure hope you liked the video. If you did, please smash that like button and subscribe. Share it with all your friends.
That's the sort of stuff really helps us. And be sure to tell them the Fun Chaser sent you when you go to Cape Cod.
Take care.
Bye-bye.